welcome to Discount Gaming's D&D session. This is our first one. I'm Chaotic Bash. I will be DMing this entire session.
I'm Business 01.
Macaulay.
I'm gonna be the clueless guy in the corner. Blue No Danny.
I'm Mortal Smith.
So
we're not even sure if this is gonna go up, right?
Well,
not.
either way.
If it does, cool. If it doesn't, sure.
So basically-
Let's at least do our intros and
Those are the motions.
let's go ahead and start with you. What race and character are you playing today?
Okay, so race, I'm a gnome, and then that's like character. You're saying like class, right?
Yeah, class.
Okay, I'm a bard,
Right on the shelf.
so I'm a musical guy.
And Mr. Blue, what are you playing?
So my name is Sand. What were we saying?
Oh, we're doing our race and our class.
Alright, so my race is a wood elf, and my class is what?
Right above it.
Oh, Ranger 3.
He's Ranger level 3. All the characters in this will be starting at level 3. Next.
Macaulay, Woodland Fairy, and a monk.
Broken.
Very good.
And on my own business, I'm playing a half drow. What do we decide? A mage or a wizard?
Warlock.
Warlock. Yeah.
Alright, so after receiving a cryptic letter from a person named Tofdir Duflame, you guys he has invited you to come out. Invited you to come out to his grand opening for his new tavern.
So who again? What's
His name is
Tofdir.
Tofdir.
It's
Do we need to write any of this down? Like,
Ash does.
okay.
It's
toaster.
Tofdir Duflame.
Like toaster. but with that.
Duflame. He has invited you to come out to the grand opening to his tavern. He has a little problem that needs to be solved. He has sent this letter individually. You guys do not know who each other... You guys don't know of each other yet. This is going to be your first time meeting. But you guys have done some great bounty work on the side and some extra help for other people. Rumors have spread, and so he's hired the 4 best people in the area he could get to come take care of a problem for him.
Why am I here?
Being level 3 in this game basically means you have experience. You have repertoire. You have, infamy or fame.
You're well adept in your field.
And you're known for doing something in the past.
That would have
to
been
help.
better if somebody was playing a gnome.
Yeah, he is known.
Oh, I thought you were halfling.
No, he's known.
He's gnome. He's gnome for
Gnome,
his
I'm a
skill.
It is signed and stamped by the tavern. He said he has an offer he needs to discuss with you, so he's inviting you to the grand opening of his tavern.
That's cool.
So do we all somewhat arrive at the same time, or we're
You
all
guys
there?
are pretty much arriving at one right after the other, right there. You guys are pretty much going to meet out front. You guys go through your introductions, and you show the bounty paperwork, or you show the invitation to the bodyguard up at the front. He's a half-orc bouncer, stands about 8.5 feet tall. Just by looking at him, you tell you weighs about half a ton. His
It's
name's
1,000 pounds for people that don't know.
Who are from America.
Right.
We're the only ones that use the imperial system.
How many kilograms is that?
his name is Guglug.
Glug?
Guglug.
Bouncer at a bar.
He's dressed up in a nice suit, carrying a giant axe on his back.
Sounds like
What
bouncer at a bar.
time is this? Like
You guys are arriving midday.
No,
like
year-wise.
setting.
yeah.
Setting-wise, if you
Or do you just count that way?
they don't really do a year setting. You want to think of it more of as medieval times.
Okay.
There's little to no technology at all.
But someone has a suit.
Like it's like a kingsman suit,
Makes sense.
like a
That was
a ball or fashion
yeah.
type.
Makes sense.
He's really nice dressed for a half orc. Half-orcs usually don't dress this way. They usually dress in just kind of leather garbs, and they're usually dirty. But he's really dressed up. You know it must be a big event if this dude's dressed up. So you guys had arrived. You guys notice that he's taking the invitations, and you guys walk up and hand him your invitation, and he invites you in. As you're walking in, this place is packed. Like, there's probably about 500 or 600 people in this building.
So definitely no 6 feet.
Yeah, so definitely wear your mask, right?
6 feet rule. You guys are greeted by Selenia.
Ooh, Selenia.
That was right there.
S-Y-L.
This is I threw halfway my sandwich.
A-N-A. She is you can tell that she is a high elf.
Like a full-blown?
Full-blown high elf. She sits on top of the totem of elves.
I really don't like her.
So as far as like, so is there like, because I speak Elven, right? My character does. So is there like, since she's like a high elf, does she speak a different kind of Elven than
She
I do?
speaks
or?
a different dialect, but you still have... It's kind of like how if we were to go to England, we could still understand what they're saying, but it's a different dialect
Yeah.
of
Okay.
words. That's Elven. The only one that has a real big difference in their dialect is Drow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
And that's
why's that?
because instead of speaking Elven, they speak mostly Underdark.
I speak that.
I think everyone but the gnome does.
No, I speak.
Oh, you did pick
Underdark,
it?
yeah.
Okay. Alright, she introduces herself. She is here to basically be at the grand opening. Of course, she received the invitation, but she wants to protect her father's investment, and her father is the one who invested in opening this tavern for Tofdir. She asks what... You guys aren't dressed in the nicest clothes. You guys kind of feel a little out of place here.
Well, I'm just in purple robes.
Yeah.
So.
You guys are feeling a little out of place. Most of the people here look on the
I think I'm
wealthier
wearing like a
side.
muscle shirt or like no shirt at all.
I was wearing like a leather armor and no pants.
Don't run with that, because I will take that. Of course, you know, the quiet one who can pretty much hide behind everybody. I don't even know if you guys have seen her yet. That would be interesting.
I'm only this tall.
Nah, no.
Oh, like
we
that
don't have
bouncer?
time.
No, we do bunks.
Just try to.
She's what, about that's all? Pretty close to it?
No. You said 14 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah, we said it was a little bit taller than the cup. This is a little
My-
bit taller.
I was like, we have a tape measure.
Yeah, it's bash left it next to the sink.
That's smaller than the freaking Dr. Pepper bottle. I was like, we're gonna measure something so we know we can let you guys know how tall.
Here. That's 14 inches.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, you're not that big. You're Tinkerbell.
Anyway, she asked what a.
I'm like maybe like a feet, a foot taller.
No, you've got about 2 feet on.
Yeah, you stand about 2'8".
What are
3
you?
foot in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
that's
about
what
the
I'm saying.
size.
Like, well, yeah,
No.
yeah. Because if he's like 14. Yeah.
Basically, Serenity's height is about as tall as you are and as tall
Yeah.
as you're ever gonna get.
That's adorable. That full beard and everything.
Pretty
Selenia, she asked what a bunch of basically adventurers are doing at a gathering like this.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to know why you're here.
I just hold up. I don't say anything. I just hold up the bounty.
Yeah, we do have a bounty.
Yeah, I,
have
was like,
the
I thought we only
invitation.
received
You have the
invitation.
invitation.
We don't know what we're doing yet, right?
No. You have the invitation. You show it to her, and she just kind of peeks her head at you. Why would he summon a drow of all creatures?
I just lower my hood.
And then, what are you, a wood elf?
Yeah.
No, that's what she's asking you.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. As a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Her eyes kind of glaze over to the gnome. Okay.
I try to hide behind the fairy.
So, I was just wondering, so like, he like, How does it work? Like, say, like turns and stuff. Can I ask any question I want to at any time,
Yeah.
or is it just you have to be
Pretty
like,
much
directly
within the
talking?
within the conversation.
Oh, okay.
If
If
it starts
it's-
becoming like everyone's trying to talk at once, I'll have each one of you roll, and the highest number goes first, and then we go.
Yeah,
Oh,
or
it's-
like if you need to ask something like knowledge wise, you just say out of character. Like out of character, like how does this happen?
Okay. So, my response, I guess, would be to look around and see how many other wood elves are around.
Very few.
Okay.
You see a couple, but they're pretty high up.
Okay. So then my response would be like, yes, Sam, and I'm wondering why there are so few of us, and I guess. Well, I don't know, not so much why there's so
Like
few of us,
you're supposed
just
to be
like
respectful.
I'm wondering why as
Okay,
well.
so the way wood elves
But I
work-
received this invitation.
Okay, so
like I'm curious as
So-
to why too.
you know how like everybody's like, oh, white privilege. High elves are like the epitome
Yes, your majesty.
of white privilege. Like they
Yeah, pretty
think
much.
that
Yeah,
they
but
are
I'm
better
not
than
a high elf.
everybody.
Yeah,
No,
they're-
But I'm saying the high elves, they think that they're better than everybody. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what background you come from,
Oh.
they're better than you.
Okay.
They're the rich people out of humane society.
They're high
Oh,
elves. Okay, in the D&D world, in most campaigns run, high elves are basically the top dogs,
The
the
Lannisters.
richest. They hold most of the power across all the lands.
Alright.
In almost every chapter of a D&D campaign, like a pre-made one, it's usually some type of high elf pulling the strings in the background.
Yeah.
Alright.
Most of the
Well,
time.
you've seen Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
no?
I fell asleep through a couple of them.
I was gonna say it. Well,
You know who Legolas is?
Right. So he doesn't have any
Legolas.
legs.
or lots of legs. I would suggest watch like just the first one, and
Game of Thrones reference? No. Nothing
no. Like if you read the books
Or watch Bright.
Ah, yeah, I didn't watch that. Actually, I have it on the. Anyways.
yeah.
Anyway,
So I guess
you don't
I'm
think
just
that
I
has
respond
to
with
do
I'm
that?
curious as
Because I
well.
know that
Kind
they
of.
have a lot of
Yeah,
good characters.
yeah.
The hierarchy of elves is high elf, and then it's usually like wood elf, and then everything else, and then drow.
But yeah, I definitely.
Drow
Well,
sits
that's why
way,
she looked at
way
you all
bottom.
That's why she
They're,
looked at the side of your eye, outside of her eye.
she's basically glancing over the party. She notices the gnome. She notices the fairy. To you two don't seem too out of place to be in an event like this.
but me being drow, I'm not welcome. Not at all.
And then
How tall are you and stuff? Like, what does your character look like?
Well, from what y'all can see, it's just purple robes, but I stand almost about 6 feet.
Oh,
that's about a little above average height for an elf.
Yeah.
Elves are not tall.
so you're
Yeah.
a little bit taller than.
Well, because I'm half drow, half human,
Ah,
Yeah.
okay,
so that's
Um,
where I get the actual 6 foot height.
cool.
So, you guys are standing there. She's asking you, what you guys are doing here, and you show her the invitation. She glances over the party, makes some side remarks at the other elves. She doesn't really care about the gnomes. There's a group of gnomes in there. There's a couple little fairies running around.
Real quick, grab me the player's handbook.
And also, are these lights supposed to be on? Are all the lights? How
Yeah.
do
Yeah, no, we're good.
Because I can see like over your shoulder. It
Player's
seems
handbook.
really white right now. Like I'm at the angle.
Yeah,
So you guys are there,
yeah, we're good.
and she points you to where Toftir is, and he's standing over, basically in the center, and he's got like a stage up in the center, and he's over there sitting down. I said standing up, my bad. He's sitting down.
On
He's
top
having
of
a
a chair.
drink. He's got a couple of pretty wealthy people surrounding him, and they're all talking.
And what is he?
He is the owner of this tavern.
No,
He's the
what
one that
what
invited
is he
you.
like?
He is a human.
Human.
He's a human.
I don't speak human.
Yeah, I do.
Common.
No, there's human
Humans-
and common.
Yeah, there's human and common, but
Oh, you're doing 2 different languages.
there's 2 different languages.
Okay.
But everyone in here, for the most part, is
Basically, that's you. That's Brendan.
yeah.
Well, I'm trying to see if I can find a picture of a high elf in here.
Any paper clips.
They may
no,
not have
sticking
one. I think it goes just elf,
Yeah,
and then Drow's at second page.
yeah.
So anyway, you got Toftir sitting there. You guys know that you're supposed to be going to talk to him, wondering why you guys received an invitation, surrounded by everybody. you're looking at the group of people here, and you're like, we don't fit in. Why did he invite us? But he said he needed your help on the invitation. Each one of your invitations, that he addresses you by name specifically.
Do they say anything different than?
No,
like,
they're
it's all,
your
the
name.
only thing that's
The
different
only
is
thing
the
different
name.
is names.
Okay.
So you guys see him sitting in the center. In the right-hand corner of the tavern, there's a couple people doing arm wrestling and laughing and drinking. In the left-hand corner of the tavern, you've got a couple people arguing and drinking. And you guys are hearing a discussion about some lost armor in a dungeon somewhere. And they're drunk and they're talking about how they're going to go get it. And they're mouthing off about like 20 different groups have gone down there and none of them have ever been seen again.
So, lost armor in a dungeon. I think I volunteer the fairy, or the what is it? Yeah, she's a fairy. To go talk to the owner.
You do realize I'm probably over in the corner drinking because I'm a natural drunk.
Actually,
yeah.
yeah, because we're going to work on that in just a
Okay,
second.
well, I'm looking around for her. I'm gonna go find her.
I forgot about that. Also, she hates people, so she's going to be hiding.
Well,
Yeah.
I walk up to the owner and hand him my invitation, and tell him that I'm here by summons for the job.
What's your character's name again?
Mine? Sierra.
Yeah. Okay. So, as you approach, he stands up and he kind of bows to you, and he goes, "Ah, you're Sierra. You received my invitation, did you?
I did.
Where's the other 3 of your party? I need 4 people for this one.
I didn't know about a party.
I sent out 3 other invitations. They should have been here by now.
So,
Well, you've met them already.
yeah.
But,
When did we meet?
Yeah, but I didn't know that we were like actually forming a party at the time.
Well, yeah, but he's asking, like, have you seen anyone else, you know,
Where did you
adventure
I
type?
have no idea. Well, like after that, after she asked
Well, he
why I was
approached-
doing that, I didn't see. I just
Wasn't
asked why.
very-
Why I was.
But did you
There's
walk
no
up
fairy in the
with
player's handbook.
with
You
Sierra?
have to go
Did you walk up
through
with
the
Sierra?
actual
No.
D&D website
No.
to find it.
You came with me to go look for her.
Right.
So you
What's her
guys are-
name? What's
But see, we had a.
What did your
Alright,
character's
so
name?
we basically we would have met.
Holly?
Like,
Yeah, she used a collie. She used her.
Okay.
okay, so our invitations, like our 4 invitations, are different from everybody else that's there.
Yeah.
Pick the fairy
Okay.
or the butterfly?
So, as we're going through the line and everything,
Yeah, but the
one of
butterfly
us
ones?
notices that our invitations are different.
Or the beetle.
Like, I'm walking in, I see the dude in front of me. He has a different invitation than I do. Mine's special. Mine has my name on it,
Yeah.
and mine's like different color or something. And then I find somebody else that has one similar to mine.
Basically, you guys have all realized that you guys have basically different invitations than everybody else. Yours
Okay.
are all the same, but it's different from the entire group that's there.
Okay.
And for
And-
sure, there's no reason that he should have been invited. So it's curious that like
That why
since he's
Drow's
there,
there. Yeah.
and why we're all lumped into the same group with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So
he,
then I said we all approach together.
Well, she's already out in the corner
yeah,
drinking.
she's a drunk, so she couldn't
Why am I
resist
not
it.
in the corner?
And I went to go look for her.
My
and I invited
character's
you
a
along with me.
natural drunk, and my character naturally hates people.
So she got into
Isn't
this
this
big
me?
group, saw alcohol, and disappeared to the corner.
That would totally be.
John's character has approached the guy to talk to him. The guy and him are having a conversation about, basically he's asking where the other 3 people are that he invited, hoping he had seen them, telling him he needs 4 people for this adventure, this party.
So I would judge. Well, I would hear him. Like I would be within earshot to hear this conversation that they're having, and I would assume that what's his name? Sierra would be looking around, and he would look at me, and he'd be like, he would give me like the subtle nod to see,
Yeah, that's my
like to let me know that everything's okay, and then
Yeah.
I
That's-
should go approach as well.
That's her character.
Yep.
Cool. Alright. So
But-
I went off to go look for her because
Okay.
I didn't know where she went.
Roll me perception.
Perception.
So it's a 20-sided die, and then if you have the skill check perception in there,
that's actually
which you
almost
do
suicide
because I
because
give
that
it
was
to
a monk.
everybody, you'll add that bonus
I
for
look
the
so
skill it's
mean.
associated
Yeah.
with.
What's perception?
perception with wisdom. So the bonus would be the 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so
You'll
3 on
roll
top
add
of
3.
Okay. 6, 9.
9. You just see a lot of drunks in here. A lot of people drinking.
Okay.
It's about all you see right now.
I'm looking in the corners because I'm pretty sure she's gonna be in a corner.
Okay, out of character, can I see him from where I'm at?
Yeah.
Okay, I walk over and I just grab him by the back of his shirt and just start dragging him over with me.
Okay. All right.
You roll me a con save. This is going to be a normal thing every time you guys go into a tavern. Okay. She's about 5 beers in and doesn't feel a thing.
What was her number?
20.
Oh, cool.
She's at her 5th beer and feels nothing. And her mug is the same size as a normal mug.
That's cool.
Yep.
So we can carry her out in said mug.
Probably.
Pretty much.
She's literally okay. So the way that items work for her when she grabs it is it shrinks down to her size. So the mug is normal, like a big freaking mug, and when she grabs it, it shrinks. She drinks out of it, she sets it down, and gets big again. It goes back to normal size.
That's a nice life hack.
So
Whenever she touches it.
yeah, and whenever it shrinks down, the fluid in it goes with it. But when it does, it still has the same volume in the cup.
And is this works for anything that she touches?
Anything physical that she touches
But-
that's medium size or smaller.
And she has to have the intention
Huh?
to make it small? Or
No,
No,
she can
it-
just do
It
it.
just naturally happens.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and it's specifically set for medium items or
And
smaller.
it's like scaled to what it would do to her fist.
Yep.
If she was
Am I a medium item?
Yes. Actually, you're considered small.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
They're medium.
So she could
She
carry
can-
all of us. Or,
Okay, so
Or how many items can she-
the way that it works on actual living creatures is she has to cast it. Like, she has to will it to happen. And you
What-
have to be receptive to
What
it.
class are you?
He's a wood elf.
Ranger.
Ranger.
Oh. Yeah. So the way that it works on living creatures is they have to be they have to be willing to be shrunk.
Okay. Alright.
Like, you
So-
have to agree for her to do it. For
so
it to take
then now
effect.
us three are together, but we can't find her.
Yeah. So the 3 of you are having a talk with Top Deer. He is explaining that he's got quite a mutant rat infestation in the caves right below his tavern. And he's willing to pay each of you 55 gold pieces to go down there and take care of it.
Okay.
An infestation in a new location.
It's built on top of an old mining area. He's explaining everything to you.
Mm.
This was excavated and rebuilt. It was built on top of an old mining area.
So nobody taught him about real estate resale value.
He didn't choose the
What was it,
location.
50?
It's 55
So
for each person. If you guys can go take care of the rat infestation underneath.
wait, but does she have
I
this
can-
option yet, or?
She doesn't have the option yet. She's not with you guys.
I'm pretty sure I can, like, enchant them to, like, walk out, right? Something like that.
What do you? Oh, yeah.
Cause like, I'm a bard and I can use my fiddle, cause I have a fiddle. And can't I, like, cast, like, an illusion spell or something like that? So, like, that'd be pretty easy. I don't know
Yeah,
if
I'm
you
not
guys
using
have
that
any
magic, right?
ideas on how we would get them out. A mutant rat, right?
They're mutant rats.
Would I be able to see her?
You have to do perception for it. Everyone has to do perception if you want to try to find her.
2. No.
With how small she is,
What is it,
and that
D20?
she likes, yeah.
Yeah.
And she likes to be in the corners away from people. It's not something you guys wouldn't know that she likes to be in the corners away from people. It's not something you guys would know just by meeting her.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just really not the first thing you say to people. Oh, I hate people and I always hang out in corners. So I'm gonna roll for.
Yeah, and I already
You can roll
rolled,
for
right?
perception. Yeah. That's not the
Oh
one
fuck!
you roll.
Yep, I bet.
27.
I was like, hey, got a 50. Wait,
50 on a 20 side.
how many did I
Oh,
throw?
we couldn't find him, right?
Nope.
No.
So it's a 3-person job. She's just gonna be in the bar drinking.
Well, we're gonna have to pay for
Roll
a
another
tab
con
if they don't
save.
want
Let's hope it's not another 20. Oh. now.
3. All right.
Well, plus that, it would be a 7.
Wait, it's a good thing she's light. I feel like we're going to be carrying her through a lot of this.
And in our other game, a player, Killica,
I'm gonna move these so
he used my character to his advantage. If it wasn't for me, he would have died.
Numerous times.
Okay, so by now you have consumed 5 beers, 2 cups of whiskey. This isn't shots. I'm talking
Actual cups.
actual like drinking cups. And you just finished your rum, a drinking cup of rum, and you were starting to feel a little tipsy. And something's telling you should probably go talk to the guy that invited you here, whether you like it or not. You really don't want to, but you were sent here for a reason.
So begrudgingly, she walks in.
So we're still waiting for her, right?
Well, so you guys are... he's pretty much explaining what he needs you to do. He says that there is a door in the back that'll take you downstairs to basically where all the supplies are. And when you get down there, there's a hatch that'll take you into the tunnels underneath.
So we,
And he's walking us over there, right? Or
He's just pointing you where to go.
so that we were sitting around talking. Obviously, we're going to take this adventure, yeah?
why wouldn't he take care
Alright,
of
so I
this
finally go
before
over there and I
the
finally talk to
opening?
him.
So as you're walking up, you hear the conversation of him saying, "I'm offering 55 gold if you guys will go take care of a rat infestation below my building." And did you want to ask him why he didn't take care of it beforehand? Because you can.
What is it?
I can ask him. Yeah, I can ask him.
You want to ask him?
Yeah.
Okay. He tells you that he didn't build this.
No?
He owns it, but his investors are the one that chose the location, built it, and were supposed to handle everything, and they didn't.
No, but what I'm asking is like why he still chose to open today.
Because he had to have it open by a scheduled time, or they were going to take the next person that could open the building. So he took his chance and figured he would just spend a little extra gold to get it. The problem resolved itself. And then he's heard stories from friends of friends and the Adventurers Guild about you guys.
Cool.
So he's been Facebook stalking us. All right.
Pretty much an Adventurers Guild is basically the Facebook of
Yeah.
the world. If they'll have like every Adventurers Guild has a profile on all of its registered adventures.
Okay.
Cool.
So, who accepts?
Do we all have
Oh.
access to that? Like, any of us can look that up?
Mhm.
Like, so I can find out all about him if I wanted to? and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can find out every mission or his backstory, basically. You can find out his backstory, her backstory.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty much like.
So just be the way that I am, I'm going to do that as I meet all of them.
Well, no, like you would actually have to go to the
The
adventures.
Adventurers
Oh,
Guild
okay,
and go
that's
to the
what-
Yeah,
archives.
like in most.
So, like, we have access to it, but it's somewhere else.
Yeah, so like in most cities, there's a dedicated building for the Adventurers Guild.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also mages guilds, and those are not as common as adventurers guilds. And there's thieves guilds, which, unless you're a thief, you'll never find it. The only way to find it is to be a very what is it?
Most of
You
them
have
are
to have a very
invitation
high
only.
reputation.
Yeah, most of them are
as a thief
invitation only.
or assassin.
Cool.
There's a fighters guild. There's a bunch of guilds. The
Mhm.
adventurer guild is just the general where everyone goes to get quests, and they just take on random quests they see posted on the bulletin board to make extra money.
Kind of like if you've ever seen someone play Monster Hunter and they go to like the regular little town that they go to, that bulletin board that has all the quests, that's like the town.
Yeah, that's basically the adventurers guild in
Yeah.
a nutshell. It gives you a place to sleep, eat,
It's like a
sharpen your
natural rest
weapons.
area, kind of.
Oh, and this is when we're supposed to say, like, we're refilling on ammo and stuff?
Yeah, when you
Oh,
go
those
to the
are-
city.
Okay. But we don't have to do that, right?
All right, dear.
No.
You guys have all accepted the quest.
Yes.
Okay. Top tier looks at you,
What are you looking at?
and he's like, "Ma'am, that is 35 gold for the alcohol you have consumed today."
That's fine.
So you need to take it off your gold, dear. As you hand him 35 gold coins.
It's okay.
He goes, "Don't worry, if you complete this quest, your drinks will be a lot cheaper next time."
Cheaper.
It better be.
This being the grand opening, it kind of makes, to you guys, it would make sense that he's charging a lot more for alcohol. Because most of the people here are wealthy and can afford it.
Yeah, they're high elves, right?
High elves, high
What was it?
dwarves. Well, there's not really such
What was
thing
it
as a
again?
high dwarf.
Grim.
There's not such thing as like high gnomes and high dwarves and high humans, but we would reference them as royalty.
Yeah.
Basically, high elves
What was
and
your
then
name?
royalty.
It's
Tequila.
just my regular colleague.
Oh.
I don't sit down and think of names. I just go off.
The first one that pops up. She was going to use Athena, but her other character's name is Athena.
Yeah.
I sent you guys like reference pictures
Yeah.
to like have a better idea on what your character like
Uh,
looks like in this setting.
Cool beans.
I sent you the kung fu one.
So,
yeah, like King's
Is he?
so after accepting this,
Oh yeah.
after accepting this quest, you notice a halfling is standing next to Top Tier. He introduces himself as Ari, and he says, "I'll show you where you guys need to go. Just follow me. I'm also the person you'll come talk to once you're done, and then I will pay out everything because Top Tier's gonna be too busy with everything going on right now."
Okay.
Lead the
Alright,
way.
yeah.
So he takes you to the far back of the tavern, and sure enough, there's a door, and it leads downstairs. And as you guys are going down the stairs, you start to smell this very foul odor. And you're not sure which one of you. Does any of you have animal at all? I don't remember.
No.
No.
You're saying
You
like
have
as
animal
for
handling.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
where would that be?
It's
No.
under your skills.
It'd be on this side over here.
Yeah.
No, none of you have animal handling.
No.
Okay. It's not required, but
I think there was a reason that I didn't pick it. I thought it was because I. No, I guess not.
So, you guys get down there and it's a pretty foul smell. It's probably the second nastiest thing you have ever smelled.
The first being him.
Well, drows have a tendency to. It depends on where he specifically grew up at as a drow, but if you lived with among other drow, they live in the Underdark, which is not a very good smelling place.
Yeah.
It's-
It's an underground city. There's no trash disposal. There's nothing like that. So
and it's a constant smell of like sulfur and rotted eggs and
yeah.
And what a gnome would be
So I'm
used to that
walking in
smell
front of
too?
him.
Because of like
it's
No, gnomes are usually above ground.
yeah. You know what a hobbit is? Have you seen any of the Lord of the Rings? Okay,
He
the
likes all
Shire.
of them.
That's pretty close
You
to what
like
a
all of
gnome's
them.
village
I haven't seen The
looks like.
Hobbit. I've seen Lord of the Rings.
But you
I
know what a
don't
hobbit is. So basically, gnomes live in the same lifestyle. They're
Mhm.
outside with their houses built into the ground, stuff
Okay.
like that. It's just a very foul odor.
Nasty.
And Ari looks at you guys and he's like, "Yeah, that's the rats." He goes, "Be careful where you step. There's droppings all over the place."
That's cool because I have 60 feet of dark vision.
He's like, "That's why we haven't put any of our shipment down here yet." And you notice this room's pretty bare. For a brand new tavern opening up, there should be a lot of barrels down here.
So we can see that it's just one room in this
Yeah,
area?
it's one
or?
big room down there.
Okay.
And he points over to the left corner, tells you there's a hatch that opens up, and there's a ladder that'll take you down into the caverns below. But looking around, you guys can see that there are like claw marks on the ground, and there's holes all over the place. These things have been chewing through and trying to get through the floor.
It's like they have like huge termites, something like that.
One of the rats can shoot through
Mm.
steel.
Yeah.
Median rats.
Ari does warn you that these rats are not your average size rats. Okay, so the average size rat in D&D is probably about 2 feet long.
With
Five.
tail.
With tail. And he's telling you that the last one he saw ranged between 5.5 to 6 feet
God.
long before it count. He couldn't see the tail.
So it was bigger than me for sure.
Yeah.
Lengthwise, yeah. Tall-wise, he said they're about 2 feet. so they're going to be a little taller than her, standing up.
Mm-hmm.
And they travel in packs of 3. And he said, go down there, get them out of here. We don't care how. Kill them, burn them, run them out, destroy the nest, get them out of here.
Alright, so burn the whole place down. Everybody needs to move.
Right.
Kill the fire.
Right, set it on fire and walk out.
If you want to voice that concern, go ahead. That's a very good concern I would voice
Yeah, it's
about burning underneath there.
Yeah.
well, we at least control our fire if we plan on using any.
Alright, we'll explain to you that
Is this
where you guys are going underground, once you get down there, it's solid stone all the way across. But he will let you know this was a sulfur and copper mine. So use caution if you plan on blowing stuff up.
So who's gonna open the latch?
I'm walking ahead of him, that's all.
I have to write every little detail because he has terrible memory. So
Yeah, I usually jot some notes down and then I store it in my phone and then I go back and read the module I've got because I'll add some stuff to the module that's not there. It'll be like insert caution or insert danger here. This is, and then it goes on with the story. I'm like, so I get to pick what happens right here now. It's not predetermined. I thought the module's supposed to be predetermined shit.
So, do we have a plan for dealing with this meeting next? How are we planning on killing these first?
Well, right now I'm just walking around the room, like
And what do you have as weapons?
my glove and a whip.
And a whip.
So I got a little dagger, but my quarterstaff, I was thinking about making it my bow for my fiddle, and then my fiddle is my only source of magic. So
I like that because his quarterstaff is literally like a quarter.
It'll be his bow for his.
So it would be the best in dealing with the rats initially just walking in.
Well, like I said, right now I'm just walking around the initial room. Like,
Now, if
just-
you're asking this out of game, that's cool. But if in game, he wouldn't know without animal handling either. Animal handling is a skill that lets you.
Well, I mean, like in game, like weapons wise, if we plan on just killing these things, since we can't burn them, right? Like, would we not have this conversation on how
I
we're
think we
planning on
could
getting rid of
freeze
this?
them, maybe. That'd probably.
I know.
I don't know. I
You
don't
use
know
your
what
fists.
our powers are right now.
Monks
It
don't
just
have
basically-
weapons.
So
I mean, you can use a quarterstaff, but the damage-
it'd be a quarterstaff.
the damage output from a quarterstaff for you versus just punching it in
Yeah.
the face is not worth it.
especially with my stats. I think
So
my
I'll walk
fists
in
are-
first.
Well, I'm already going through the room. Like I'm just looking at like the scratches and like gnaw marks and stuff.
Is there like a trail that we can?
That would be
Follow.
perception check if you guys are looking for a trail.
Yeah.
You don't get to count. You're kind of still just kind of loopy.
Okay.
I'm not.
You're
looking for-
kind of just going with the
So,
flow at this point. You have
I'm
no
gonna
idea
go
what's
ahead-
going on. You're just
Oh, what are you
following.
trying to look for specifically? Like,
Like
You're in
like you
lull
said,
area.
like looking for the marks and stuff, seeing like where the freshest rat droppings are.
Well,
probably.
like I'm just looking around the room, like just getting an idea on what these things can do. I'm not looking for anything specific.
But I'm looking for like the freshest,
like how
tracks.
recent
That's an
they've been there.
investigation check.
Oh, is it?
And John, that would also be an
Oh, I
investigation
don't
check
have investigation.
for more detailed stuff.
No, I'm just looking around. I'm not doing
Okay.
anything like specific.
So investigation is what you would need to.
But I don't have it, so I can't.
So
roll
you don't
for
get
it.
the bonus.
Oh,
You can
okay.
still roll. You just don't get the bonus.
It would be what, initiative
Investigation.
or intelligence.
Yeah, it's intelligence.
All right. 2.
Man, these things have big claws.
That looks
yes,
scary.
they do.
So when you roll something like that, like a 2, the reason I said something like, "Oh man, that thing's got big claws," is because your guy's just like, "I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. I'm just gonna shout something and hope it sounds smart." So when you guys roll like that, feel free to say your own one-liner in
Okay.
that.
All right. All right.
Anyone
Did-
else want
I
to?
feel
Did,
like-
did
I
you tell
feel
them like
like
what
it-
they need to roll over?
Huh? The DC for a lot of stuff is predetermined by me, and I don't have to disclose the DCs for anything. But it's a pretty simple DC for investigation, especially where you guys are at.
I think someone else should probably look.
So in game, you can just like look at your other companions, be like, "Hey, come take a look at this. I don't know what I'm looking at. See if you know anything better than me."
Yeah, I'm gonna ask
Brandon's yelling,
Alright,
"Hey,
yeah.
you guys!"
Alright, so I'll walk over to him.
God, this guy again.
13.
13. So these scratches, they're not shallow. These things could probably tear through metal armor in a heartbeat. They're roughly 4.5 to 5 inches deep, and it looks like you also are seeing.
Just so everybody knows, that's 5 inches.
So we know if you're lying.
It's a good thing I chose to wear my pants. Huh?
So, you guys are pretty much in the vicinity of. You see these deep gashes in the ground, but next to them, you're also seeing tinier gashes. And there's one in particular that catches your eye. It looks like someone's hand had tried to dig into the nails. And there's a small trail of blood going towards the trapdoor.
Is that dude still with us?
Nope, Ari's done left. He gave you the warning about the sulfur and said, deuce.
Okay, so judging from that.
Mhm. So I'll look at everything and be like, well, looks like you got something. Or someone.
Seems like we're not the
Where
first
does the
people
blood
here.
trail go?
It goes to the trapdoor.
Yeah, we're probably like considering like everything that is going on right now with the party and stuff. I'm pretty sure there's been teams already called to go deal with this.
Right, but
Like, how old does it look?
How old does the blood look?
Yeah.
Probably about a week, 2 weeks old.
Alright, so from our conversation that we had, I mean, counts as in-game, right?
Yeah.
Because I would just be talking
Yeah.
like after we see this. Like judging from our conversation, he didn't lead us to believe that anybody else had been here before us. They called us specifically,
Yeah, and they didn't say if
And,
they've gotten anybody else.
and apparently other people have been here though, from what we can judge, and they didn't fare too well.
Well, there's only one way to find out. And I start walking towards the door.
The door? So the odor gets really strong as you get closer to the door.
Does it
But it's
smell-
smelling a lot more like rotted eggs than anything.
Okay, that's probably the sulfur, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the carbon monoxide and the
Mhm.
sulfur.
All right.
As I lift the trap door and I start to smell it, I just shout out a warning. The bad smell, it's explosive.
All right.
So upon opening the door, you guys all of you have dark vision, so I don't have to say, hey, this is, roll, see if you can see anything. Which actually is really good that all of you chose someone with dark vision. Good for you. I wasn't giving any advice on choosing anything. So, you see a ladder that goes down. It's missing a few steps, and it goes down probably about a good 15 feet.
So
And as you're looking at the steps, if you want to roll an investigation, see if you can find any more blood, go ahead.
I mean, there was
Yeah, I
blood
think
coming
I'm
in.
okay.
Yeah,
I would assume there's more blood.
yeah. There's blood coming into
but,
it.
but maybe like a trail of blood, like something.
You ought to look for.
Yeah, but it wouldn't matter. I mean, if
It would
we
be
have to
leading.
climb down.
Well,
I mean, there's
Okay, but
okay, maybe we.
what I want to do is I want to look out and see.
well, we have to climb down first.
Yeah, all you
But
can
we
see is
can't-
the floor below
Oh,
you.
okay. So it's just a hole, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm okay. Makes sense.
So that we all climb down the ladder.
Alright.
We all see.
I love
Do I
it
need to
because
make
the
up
fact
for
that everyone's climbing and I'm just flying.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
kind of just glides down. with you
It
guys.
is. Zigzag pattern.
smack, 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 smack.
So you guys get to the bottom fairly easy. A couple steps were broken off. You guys land in something squishy.
Ooh.
I just start cussing under my breath.
I'm like, how deep is this squishiness?
That's true because for him it's gonna be different.
So it's probably less than a quarter an inch.
Oh, okay.
So like stepping on.
Of goo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
To
okay.
you guys, it
Is
looks black.
and it's
like a
it's
black
sticky,
puddle.
like
It's
or-
kind of sticky.
Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and like scoop it up and smell it.
All right, roll
I-
medicine.
I just start fucking shaking my head. I step forward a little bit until I'm out of it, and I just kind of start like hitting my boots against the ground.
Go ahead and roll medicine.
Which one's?
It's a skill.
Yeah. So wisdom,
Yeah.
and then it's
Oh, I have medicine.
20, right?
20.
Yeah.
17 plus 3, that's 20. Yeah.
It's very irony. Almost smells like blood.
Ooh. Alright.
Don't taste it. For the love
Yeah.
of God, don't taste it. Do not put that in your mouth.
I'm gonna put it in a little
Smack.
container.
Do you have any in your inventory?
Okay. And that's the equipment, right?
Yeah.
And
What packs do you carry?
I have a
dental
herbalism kit.
So you would have
Yeah.
a vial.
Yeah. And I'm
So
gonna
you put it in an
that-
empty vial.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
So now you have an empty vial of blood.
Is
Or
that-
you have
so-
a vial of blood.
Okay, so it is blood.
It is blood.
Alright.
Well, that's what I said. It smells like blood and feels like blood. It's up to you to come up to the conclusion that it's
I
blood.
wonder what kind of. I wonder
Yeah,
whose blood
I-
it is. Like what kind of blood it is. So
I was like, who's? I mean,
no. Like,
we have no idea.
we don't exactly have a lab in this time.
So can we look around for, say, like a body where this blood came from?
Well, what does the area look like that we landed in?
Right now, it is pretty much you're staring at the entrance of a mine. It's a big, giant, like circular entryway. There's no door. There are a few torches on the wall that aren't lit as you're going down. Luckily, they're not lit. You see a few what used to be glowing shrooms on the wall
Mhm.
that you could only assume that the dwarves had put here when they were using it for mining. Because they
light.
finally realized
Yeah.
fire not good.
Fire bad.
Poor Bob.
There's
there's no
plenty
more.
of spider and cobwebs, and the entryway can easily fit all four of you side by side walking.
Jeez.
well, she's tiny, so.
Well,
Yeah,
and
that's-
so are you.
Yeah, so I
And-
think about that. I was like, yeah, he's not
And
really
elves
saying
aren't
much.
exactly wide creatures either. Now, a dwarf and an orc side by side would probably take up that whole little area that you guys have, but maybe enough room to fit the fairy in there.
Oh, they make it.
like down here.
Just right between the legs as they're walking, she's just kind of floating next to him, or right between the two shoulders.
Can we see anything that's?
You guys see a trail, and it looks like that sticky crap you just picked up, the blood, and it's pretty thick going down as it starts to fade out within your 60-foot range. And then the cave veers off in a Y. The trail goes to the left, and then nothing goes. You don't see anything going to the right.
And it looks like it was dragged or something, like something
Yeah.
like was dragged across the floor.
Hmm.
So we come up to this wide
And to be
cave.
fair, I write like 5 pages to 10 during his sessions.
And a lot of my sessions don't involve much combat. I will reiterate for anyone that watches this that wants a lot of combat. Most of mine's puzzles and problem solving without violence. There is always the option of violence. You can forego that. I always prepare for violence. But there's usually a way to handle something without getting into a big fight.
So you're saying that there's a bunch of hallways, right?
Yep.
Well, no,
I thought it was
no.
two
Well, no,
hallways.
it's
Yeah, from
one
where
big
we s-
hallway and then it splits off into 2 different directions.
Should
It
we
wise.
split
And
up?
one side has the trail and the other one doesn't. Right?
Yeah.
One
One
side
has,
has
yeah.
a
yeah,
trail.
the left side goes, you can see the blood trail fade into that area, and the right side is dry.
I mean, that's a black.
So I don't think that we should follow. But like that's probably where the rats are, right?
Well, see, I would think also if it was only one person that did come down here before us, maybe he only went down the left side and didn't get attacked. Like there might still be something on the right side.
How you said
But
it
he went to the
splits.
The
I wrote
right
on
side
here,
is the one that
blood
had-
goes
They
left,
definitely got attacked.
but nothing ever goes right.
Well, he was dragged that way. If the blood's going off to the right, he
So
got
I
dragged
say
off to
we
the right.
follow the drag one.
I would think so. I mean, we're here to solve a problem.
Yeah.
But it could be
I mean,
something
I haven't
else.
dropped it except tipping.
We won't know unless we get there.
Ooh.
But it's nothing
Say we
like
split up.
Just,
Yeah.
it's really
Yeah,
relaxed.
never split up.
I'll be at the bar.
All right.
Hold on.
So
What did you just tell them about splitting?
never split up the party.
There you go. First rule in D&D, don't split the party.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so we're all
Splitting party,
We're going down the
bad.
bloody
Bad
path.
juju.
Hmm?
so we all follow the bloody path.
Yeah.
The way, breaking this down for newer viewers and newer players, the way a DM will write everything is for the party together. If you decide in game to split the party, and you both parties that have the new split parties run into a confrontation that was made for 4 people, and now it's 2 people dealing with 10 enemies instead of 4 people dealing with 10 enemies. It makes a huge difference for combat scenarios and trap scenarios too,
Mm-hmm.
especially like pressure plate scenarios.
Okay.
So the first things I'm gonna do is, well, how close is the nearest torch?
But we don't
nearest-
want
Yeah, we're
torches.
not lighting for it.
No, I know.
The nearest torch to you is probably about 5 feet in front of you.
Okay.
It's just past the entrance. And that's also right across from it on the left side is where the first mushroom stem was.
Hey, you said there's some baddies, luminescent mushrooms, right? Are they,
Yeah.
They're still
Well,
giving
it's
off
just the
light, or
stems.
okay.
No. It's just the stems. They're not glowing anymore.
Oh, so no.
So the first thing I'm gonna do is go grab the first torch and just throw it down the hallway.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength throw. So I can tell you how far it goes.
Or rather, I'm gonna slide it across the ground as far as I can.
Okay. So
8.
8. So it goes about 10 feet. And you hear scuttling echoing down the caves. But nothing more.
You're an archer, right?
No,
Oh.
I
What's
got
your-
swords. I got a longbow.
Yeah.
You're technically an
So
archer.
then you're an
You have
archer.
proficiency
Well, but-
in range and close combat.
Yeah.
So
You
we're,
don't-
we're gonna use that for the situation out of game.
Well, I mean, really, I mean, unless you just want to randomly start shooting arrows, but I wouldn't suggest
that's
it. That,
fine.
But like one that's maybe, I don't know.
And let me break down more use of a longbow. So if you're going to pull out the longbow in combat, you need to distance yourself 15 feet. Because short bows are good from 5 to 15 feet. Longbows are 16 to 32 feet. If you try to use a longbow in a short scenario, you have to roll disadvantage. Because the string can, if you're pulling it back and trying to shoot at a short range, the arrow will have too much force and just go straight to the ground.
And we can see up to 60 feet, right?
Yeah.
So,
So
we
you,
can
you
see
threw
past
that
that.
in.
Yeah.
So you only do that at 10 feet, though, right?
Yeah. So basically, I'm like, my
It was
goal-
enough to echo down the tunnels, and
Yeah.
you guys can hear the scurrying.
And is there any more like scratch marks on the walls? and
You're
stuff?
well, okay. So for that, it's an investigation.
Another investigation.
Well, I mean, you would see something like that.
You guys would see the scratch marks on the floor, but the walls, like I said, they're stone. They're chiseled stone. You would actually have to look for the scratch marks on the wall.
The ground is stone as well, though.
No, the ground is dirt.
Ah, you said everything under there.
It's stone.
Stone.
But it's still sand on top of the stone.
didn't say that.
So that's where you guys are going to see the scratch marks. You guys can see the stuff in the dirt on the ground.
Well, I feel like we definitely know that there's something down here. We really
Well,
don't need
yeah.
to investigate
I mean,
further. There's
does-
something bad
Yeah.
stuff down there.
So I'm gonna walk to the point where my torch is laying. I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna do it again.
Okay? It bounces off the wall at the Y.
The wall of the what?
At the Y.
Where the
Yeah,
hallway
where
is.
young
Yeah,
men
so
go.
Oh, okay.
because it's only a good like 12 feet from where you guys are at till it goes.
That's fine.
And
And
now
then-
you're hearing scuttling followed by what sounds like heavier scuttering. It's actually enough to you can feel the vibration
Okay,
of the
shit.
scuttling.
Alright, so I think that they're heading our way. Probably, right? Because like, it sounds like it's getting closer and
And
closer.
it's just
to
getting
us.
louder because we're getting closer.
It's getting louder because you're getting closer.
Oh, okay. I thought it was okay. Hmm. What are you doing?
I'm just
following
along.
us.
She's still kind of shaking off her.
She's still not loving the fact that she's here.
Or like I say in Destiny, I'm just here for what the fuck did I say?
Moral support.
Moral support. Yeah.
Okay. Because you're probably like the strongest one out of all of us, right? That's what,
She's definitely
Yeah.
the tankiest one out of all of you.
So can I turn around in game and ask her what she can see?
Out of character, did we decide on 4 6 uses for each?
We decided on 4, and then you get to add 2 uses to any one on your next level.
Okay. Or split them or whatever.
Yeah. It was John and I were talking about something.
and we are going down the. Because have we chosen which side we're
No.
going to? I thought
You
we
guys
did.
are right
Yeah,
at
I
the
thought
wall.
we agreed that we had already gone down that left side.
Yeah, we're going down the side that has the blood on it.
So you guys are following the left trail?
Yes.
I will ready my whip and start moving slowly.
As far as out of character, as far as my dagger goes, like how does that like work? Like
You have to be right in their face to.
okay.
And also out of character, I have to say like okay, so I'm like the way you do
Yeah.
like I'm getting my weapons
You're
ready.
readying your weapon,
Okay.
yeah. Because if you don't, when combat starts, it takes one action to ready everything.
Okay.
So
So I see him readying up for a fight, and I decide to do the same.
And
See, that's another thing that Ash has an advantage on. She doesn't have to ready anything.
Yeah.
what's
she
a
punches.
what's an entertainer's pack?
Your entertainer's pack is what holds your masks, your dress-up
Your
clothes,
spirit figures.
your. It holds your instrumental, like say your instrument gets dirty, it holds your cleaning
okay.
supplies for that.
He said that, and I was like,
When he said spear fingers, I was gonna say batons.
no. As we said, entertainers back, I was like, your tassels, your ceiling pole.
It basically holds everything you need to put on
Your
a show in
elephant
front
bomb.
of everybody.
Right?
A performance.
And I can use
Can you grab one of my
my
Dr.
fiddle
Peppers?
to
Dr. Pepper's the
use
one on the right.
these four spells, right?
Yeah. You have to have your fiddle to use those.
Okay, so I'm also gonna ready my fiddle.
Alright, so we got this guy readying his sword. This guy pulls out a whip. Ash is just kind of black.
Oh, that's another thing. I have two swords. So I have to say like I'm readying them both, or can I just roll
Okay,
one
so-
and that would make me lighter?
You can use both swords. However, you roll with disadvantage on one until you get proficient in two-handed combat.
Okay.
Or
So
dual wielding combat.
how would I work on that?
So
Oh.
become proficient is when you go up your next level, you can say, hey, I want to train in dual wield.
So I'm gonna ready one sword here.
Okay. So you've got your short sword, right?
Yeah.
He's got hit. He's got a whip, and you see her just kind of like, meh, whatever.
And, okay, out of character. Does anybody know about my gauntlet yet or no? Okay.
Well, that's all we can see of your robe.
Well, no, because the robes go over my hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we wouldn't see
yeah.
it on it.
And this guy, so you're all,
I think of when he said the robe. I
Like
think
the
of
inflatable
I
too,
think
man.
no. I think of Dopey when Dopey's
Right.
walking
Yeah,
and he's
exactly.
doing this with his like long, really long shirt.
so all of you are getting your weapons ready, and then you see this dude just pull out a freaking instrument.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I shoot him.
It's
if it
because
would
I'm
look.
too short to like deal with these huge ass motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Well, they're almost the
He's
same height
probably
as you.
Exactly.
he's probably thinking maybe I can do something to entertain
So,
them.
and really keep in mind
pat
that
him lovingly
in
on the head.
game, the only thing you guys have done is introduced yourselves, so you guys don't know what each other's capable of yet.
Okay.
So all you guys are seeing is like this dude pulled out a sword and he's got another sword on his hip and a bow and a quiver on his back. He had a whip on his hip. You don't see anything else on him. I mean, for you, they see your entertainer's pack.
Well, they see my staff.
Yeah, and
my
they'll see your
staff and
instrument too if
yeah.
it's big enough.
Yeah.
And then for her, she's just dressed in armor and no weapons whatsoever. That's all you guys seem to know
I'm
about
starting to
each other.
realize I'm the most normal looking one of us.
Pretty much as the adventurer.
How to be an adventurer.
Right?
Alright, so as you guys are making your way down, when you turn to the left, you guys have your 60 feet of dark vision. The trail of blood is still following down. You guys are also seeing that the mushroom stems are still broken off. The torches have pretty much been chewed up. And you guys see a severed arm laying in the middle of the tunnel.
And as far as
And it's mostly bone at this
okay.
point, with still some skin and muscle there, here and there.
Oh, good.
and it appears to be ripped apart.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go. That dude got 8.
I just kind of chuckle to myself and just keep moving.
But you're also noticing that there is only one blood trail coming down here.
Yeah. And it's not coming from where the arm was?
Oh no, there's a pool right there, and it keeps going past that.
And it looks like it leads into
Yeah.
where the trail... Okay.
And with your 60 feet, you guys notice that the cave is going to start veering more to the left.
So
Are there like any rocks on the ground or anything?
There's a couple stones here and there.
All right.
should I try the throwing thing again?
Well, I'm gonna grab one right now and just carry it with me until we get closer to the bed.
And then what else?
I'm gonna pick one up and throw it.
And then the tunnel goes where?
The tunnel veers more to the left.
Okay. Because nothing ever goes where.
You guys are all pretty familiar with the city. You guys have spent some time here, obviously, with the Adventurers Guild, doing your quests and side quests and just making your living. Judging from where you guys are right now, you would say that you're pretty much underneath the food shop. But there's no trapdoor or anything that leads up to it. But judging from the distance you traveled now, you're behind the tavern, a little more at an left angle, and you guys would know that there's pretty much a food shop above you.
Okay. Which is probably why the rats are in that area, right?
Is there like
Well,
any
yeah.
lighting coming through, like any grating or anything?
No.
Okay.
So we're still in the complete dark other than
Mhm.
the fact that we can see in the dark. Do we see part of a dismembered body? We definitely know we're walking closer to the nest because everything's getting louder.
And see, this is why eventually I'm going to get a giant dry erase board, because I can put paper over it, and then as you guys are moving, I can start uncovering stuff so you guys can look at the map and see where you're going.
Oh, that's cool.
Right
I
now,
was
it's
gonna
all
do that on the
imagination.
back of my,
Yeah.
my paper right now, too.
Well, like I said, I keep moving forward cautiously. Only difference is I picked up a rock.
Everyone else doing the same?
Yeah, I'm still with my sword behind this guy.
So the tunnel starts veering to the left, and then it comes to another Y. The blood trail is now going in both directions. This time, on the ground, you were seeing a mostly eaten leg and the other arm. One on the left, arms on the left, and the legs on the right.
So I'm pretty sure
Is
like
the-
they
is
just
the-
tore up the body.
Does the
and
arm
stuff.
have a hand on it that's pointing in any certain direction by any chance? No.
I knew you were asking me
It's
to
just,
go for it.
it's basically fist closed.
Couldn't give us a hint as he died. All right.
Yeah, a message in the sand. I think we should go right this time. Or flip a
Okay,
coin.
so if we do know the town that we're in somewhat, as we're seeing that this is gonna veer one to the left, one to the right,
Itchy.
is there any advantage to knowing the city above us?
I keep scratching. Do what?
Well, like since you said that we're all familiar with this town pretty much, and we knew we're underneath this like food place or whatever, like now at the point where we're at, do you think there would be any advantage to know what's on this side of it and what's on that side of it?
That's between you guys to discuss.
Well, no, because that's knowledge that you would give us.
It would benefit you so you can backtrack if you need to.
But,
But other than that,
basically
it's
just-
not really going to help navigating the mine system itself.
Mhm.
So which way do you guys want to go?
Should we continue going left?
Yeah, I think maybe just keep it simple.
Yeah. Left it is.
Alright, so you guys pass over the leg. And again, it's mostly eaten except for the boot. The boot's pretty chewed up too, but the rest of the leg is bone. The blood trail starts to fade as you guys are progressing forward. And now you have a pitchfork.
Okay, I'm gonna stop and listen to what my surroundings.
You can hear very slight scuttling coming from all directions at the top.
But it's not. Is it still like? Can I feel it still?
You can feel it,
Yeah.
but you guys are faced with a pitchfork choice now. You can go straight, left, or right, and the blood trail is pretty much completely faded at this
I
point.
thought he meant like an actual pitchfork. I was like,
No.
you should grab that, dude. You only have a
Do you still have the? Do you still have the torch?
Mm-mm.
No.
Here's a
I
rock.
have the rock though.
Well, there's probably rocks around us.
A couple stones here and there, obviously.
I throw one down the center.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
You hear a loud squeal.
Ooh. Like a rat squeal?
And you see glossy eyes peer out.
Oh crap! Now you pissed it off.
How far?
Probably about a good 30 feet in front of you.
So we should be able to see the side
Yeah.
of this rat, right?
Yeah, then I would have seen the rat.
No, like, he came out from the side of the wall. Like, he peered his head out from the side of the wall. And he's just kind of looking in your direction. All you can see is this head, and when I say it's basketball-sized head.
Okay.
Not the size of the rat that you would describe so far.
I kind of stand up looking at it. That's not right.
Yeah, I think we've been lied to and we should have negotiated more.
By the way, that's always an option, too.
Yeah, I know. I was like, damn man, she's only getting 20 gold coins off of this. She's not going to get any help. She's probably working a minimum wage
So,
job.
this rat has...
She's doing this for cheaper drinks. What are we kidding?
This rat has completely taken notice of the group, and it scurries back inside the wall.
Well, he's gonna go get friends.
Well, we're also pretty prepared for a fight, right?
But
Well,
that
they do.
I
They,
say
they,
we try to follow
But
him
that
and see
also
where,
raises a question.
where he's
If the
headed.
walls are stone, they're probably hollow inside. If the rat goes back inside the wall, you gotta think he'd shoot a hole through it and...
Okay. Yes. So you said a pitchfork. What's like the width of the walls
Good question.
between the three
Between the
paths?
pitchfork, probably about 2 feet thick. It's not very thick stone
So
wall
they're-
at all.
they're in the
You can
walls.
tell this was pretty much put here to hold the ground up to keep from falling in when they made the mine.
But it's made out of stone?
It's made out of stone. Dwarves prefer stone when they build mine shafts. Because wood, well, if you had a rat infestation in a mine shaft full of wooden
Everything would
supports,
have collapsed.
stone is a lot harder for them to tear apart.
but they're still able to do it.
So
They're still able to get through.
They're able to get through it. Especially the ones that you guys are going to be coming up across. Like we explained, rats can shoot through metal. And in D&D, they can shoot through a lot more than that.
So the walls are only about 2 feet wide, right?
Mhm.
And this rat has a pretty big fucking head. So there's a big ass hole in this wall, right?
You gotta think that the hole's gotta be
At
big
least-
for it to peer its head
Yeah.
through the wall.
And I mean, to get his body out, it has to be a little bit wider, but not like cats.
Yeah, but you also have to think if it peered its head back and then went back, it probably went into the left tunnel.
I should have grabbed that leg back there.
Yeah. So should we go down the left tunnel?
I think so.
Okay, so as you guys make your way into the left tunnel, I need all of you. I'm going to give you one chance to roll an investigation check here.
17.
Yeah. 5.
Oh,
What'd you roll? Is that a 1? Is that our first 1 of our session? That is a 1.
19.
Okay.
great.
So, you're kind of just like looking around at the ground. Ash is just doing nothing at this point. She's walking. She's flying with her eyes closed.
Asking about French toast again.
You two seem to notice that with your night vision down this tunnel, that there are a bunch of cracks in the stone, and it's starting to look more of a diamond texture than stone as you're going down this tunnel. And it's starting to look more like, basically picture you were tiny and running through a block of Swiss cheese. That's what these walls are starting to look like. You're seeing holes everywhere, and it looks like it's made out of diamond.
Okay. Do we still have that sulfur smell on us?
Yes.
Okay. Well, out of character, I'm going to relay that to everyone else.
So now you guys all know that you're pretty much staring at diamond walls that these rats have made tunnels through.
Think about that.
The
For
walls made out of diamonds, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, well, like
they're
that thing that's
chewing-
unbreakable, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Maybe they're spitting like acid or something.
Well, they're mutants.
Okay.
I wonder what kind of mutations these rats have.
Apparently, right now my character's fucking stupid, so I don't say a goddamn thing.
So I have mending.
Well,
I can't cover these holes. I can't. Fix
there's
these
no
holes
point in it.
because they can get through it anyways.
So I'm going to show you guys a picture of the head that you saw.
Ah.
That is the head that he saw.
Okay.
six-eyed motherfucker.
Well, I mean, technically, we all saw it.
Yeah.
I really wasn't paying attention. Apparently.
We know
She's still off
alcohol.
in her drunk stupor over here.
Is that how you got
That's cool.
Alcoholic?
You know-
Couldn't pronounce alcoholic.
I think it's fun. I think it's kind of funny because you're strongest, and most tanky character is also the one who is drunk all the time. So that can either help her in a
Sounds like
fight or
Chris.
absolutely screw her in a fight.
No.
Well, I also
It
like
sounds like Chris, your guys' friend.
Yeah.
also the fact that I hate people, so I probably hate the fact that I'm actually
Yeah.
in the group and have to do this with other people.
Oh, speaking of, did you ever add that flask to your inventory? Because I had that discussion with you that you were drunk, so you're going to carry around a flask of alcohol at all times.
No, we just put the falls because I was just a
Okay.
drunk.
So you have a flask full of alcohol at all times.
I'll put
And
that
this
in
will play a
my.
very important factor when your drunk starts to wear off, by the way.
I'll just put it in my equipment.
Okay. We had that discussion when she rolled drunk. I was like, you're going to be carrying a giant flask of alcohol. It's going to be basically an endless flask.
Oh, that's this is a real drunk. She's
And-
carrying 3.
No,
Well-
it's an endless flask.
So the way
I'm just saying.
the way a flask works.
I showed up drunk too, but I'm not
You
bragging
ever seen
about
a
it.
water skin? You ever seen a water
Yeah.
skin? So hers is a normal sized water skin, and then when she grabs it, it shrinks down, but the liquid stays the same amount. It doesn't change its amount. That's
Okay.
her ability.
Mm.
The item shrinks, but the contents in the item stay the same. So, like, if she grabs a chest to shrink it down so you guys can carry it, it still has the same amount of stuff in there and weighs the same. It's just her size now.
I can imagine one of
So
them
it-
carrying a chest
so-
and it'd only be like
So
that
basically,
tiny.
yeah. So basically, if it has like 2 gallons, it still has the 2 gallons. She just has to drink enough of it to make a dent.
Alright.
Yeah, it's weird how shrink to fit works in this game. I thought for sure that if you had a 2-gallon jug and she grabbed it and it shrunk down to her size, it would only shrink the liquid down to the same size.
Yeah.
The
That's
weight,
not how
the
that
content,
works.
everything stays the same.
The weight, how much is in there, all of that stays the same. It's small enough for her to drink or pick up and move.
Yeah, and it basically converts it to a magical item.
It's weird.
Um,
But she does have a flask of alcohol on her at all times, and because I was bringing this up because after your failed roll, I'm going to have you roll a con save now and see if you come out of your drunken stupor.
Probably not.
well, I start moving down cautiously.
You are suddenly tip-top shape over here. Now she's more movie and active.
She comes at us all hard. The fuck did you guys get us into?
Wait a
you're
minute.
here?
Where are we? what just happened?
Or probably I'm like, why are there fucking people here?
Where's
Why am I
Brenda?
here?
Why do drunk girls always lose their friends?
Right.
So, okay. So, do you have? Or can I ask you if she sees anything that we don't? How does that work?
You guys all have the same night vision, so.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, she doesn't have any special, like any.
No, she has no special seeing ability compared to you guys.
Okay. So we catch her up to
How-
date.
How tall is this cavern?
This cavern's probably about 7 feet tall. It's literally, if any of you had chosen a barbarian with a 2-handed sword, you would not have enough room to lift that sword above your head.
Yeah.
The short sword, that's why I had to clarify you had a short sword, because
Okay.
it's going to give you just enough clearance above.
To actually use it.
Yeah. And since he's so tiny with his quarterstaff for him, it doesn't matter. And anything Ash grabs to wield shrinks, so...
I know he's trying to make it sound nice.
Hold
but-
on. Let's just. Okay. So a normal staff is about 7 feet. That's that.
Yours is about 1 foot and 8 inches.
Give it. Yeah.
It's about the size of Ash. Yeah, no joke. Your staff's about as long
That's
as
about your staff.
Make sure you're swinging your staff before.
Right.
That's not a stash. Okay.
Shit,
Yeah.
you like what Crawford wanted to do and just grab Ash and throw her at something. So
Yeah.
because she
I was
could
gonna
activate
say-
her fist while she's being thrown and just plow right through it.
Okay, so as far as my stealth goes, Like, can I go investigate this by myself?
You can activate stealth at any time you choose to.
Okay, so just not knowing like how to play. Like, can I just kind of go check it out a little bit by myself, but I don't still be in contact with them, though, right? Like,
There's
Well,
no.
might
You
take
guys
off
don't
on
have
my
a
own.
way to communicate long distances yet.
Yeah, so basically, like, if you activate stealth...
But go to like
So
the
do we all have
the
stealth?
60 feet. Like go to the 60 feet.
Not everyone has stealth.
who has
Yeah, because it wouldn't matter, because if you activate stealth and then you make a noise, it deactivates. So like you could activate stealth and walk like into the middle of a group of enemies and they wouldn't see you.
Right.
But as soon as you yell, then all of a sudden everybody can see you.
So theoretically, then, like, I could walk and see what's happening by myself and then come back.
And
As long as you don't hit an enemy or make any noise.
yeah, I think only 2 of you have stealth
don't know how
in
to-
your repertoire, right?
So
I don't. Yeah.
can I?
So I know she does because she automatically gets granted with it because of her invisibility. She has the ability to become completely invisible, which is completely different than stealth, by the way, because
Right.
she can go in invisible until she makes an attack, and then she comes out of her invisibility and.
But she can
at
still
you.
run into people. And
She
stuff,
can
right?
run into them. She can yell all she wants, but unless they roll high enough to notice her.
Oh, exactly
general
where it's
area,
coming from?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
Now-
and I nobody would be able to.
Oh, I know. You're yay tall.
Yeah, they would have to get, because whenever you're rolling for a small creature, you have to roll disadvantage to find them. So, like, if he had stealth and he goes into stealth, I have to roll disadvantage to try to find him. Same with her. But you two are medium sized, so I roll with normal. And then if you're large, I roll with advantage, because big creatures can't hide very well.
Yeah.
You don't get a big freaking barrel over your head.
So
Fucking divinity.
does this go against the whole, like, don't break up the party thing if I go and investigate by myself?
No, I mean, you can. But-
We'll gain a little bit more information, though.
Yeah, but if you get into trouble, you better do something to
Yeah,
let
see,
us
that's
know.
what I was wondering about too. Like, how does that work? Like, if I don't, I mean, because if these rats are everywhere, so how do I know if I'm
Can he
avoiding them or
shoot
not?
something towards us?
Yeah,
let
but
us know.
yeah, but if he shoots something, he runs the risk of hitting us.
And making a noise.
Yeah.
And that's assuming he's in an area with enough clearance for his bow.
But I kind of want to just sneak in and sneak back out. Just do it real
Yeah.
quick.
Even though we like way outside of the fort. Like we can't.
Well, no, like we're already like starting our way into the fort.
And you guys chose the left path.
So there's no.
Okay,
Is there
so-
going back like in this? Like, can we say like,
Yeah.
let's stop here and then go back and check
Yeah.
out that right tunnel
Yeah.
real quick?
And